every day is a challenge. It's something new. Just little things that people wouldn't even think about. It's not like I've got a leg cut off or I've got a big old scar. It's on the inside. You look at me, I look like any normal other person. But I'm not.
Sherry Farley was among 30,000 people who work in America's cushion-making business. Handling dangerous chemicals was part of her everyday job, and with the right precautions, it could have been safe. But stories like Sherry's illustrate what happens when a company fails to protect its workers from the kinds of toxic chemicals that are in countless American factories. Oddly enough, it all started when the federal government tried to improve safety for workers in the environment by restricting one type of chemical, only to end up popularizing something far worse.
I do like to brag that I think we're still the world's furniture-making capital. One of our finest furniture companies that's been here for quite a while is Royal Furniture Company in Conover, North Carolina.
There is a lot of people out of work, and it is hard to find jobs unless it's furniture. I liked Royal. I liked working there. I was excited. I was very excited. I was very happy. I had a chance to make more than $9 an hour. Me and Allie, my little girl, we'd have some extra money, go and do little things on the weekends or whatever. So I was very excited. Till I started getting sick. Well, hold on your head, okay? I started talking to one of my girlfriends, telling her, like at break time and lunchtime, y'all have to just slow down. I can't walk as fast as y'all are. And said my feet feel really weird. And I said my legs are just tingling. And I said I can't feel, certain parts of my legs. It's like they're numb. I can feel me touch them, but I can't feel it.
Sherry was telling me what was going on with her legs. And I said, Sherry, you have the same thing I got. I said, those symptoms are what I had when that stuff first hit me.
For years, Sherry and Cassandra stood alongside a dozen or so other workers called gluers. Spray gun in hand, they glued together foam cushions that go into the sofas, chairs, and mattresses that we all use.
From residential and commercial construction to cabinets, countertops, and flooring, industrial adhesives are impacting you virtually every minute of the day.
Well, 1-bromopropane was introduced in commerce in the 1990s. It was supposed to be a green substitute for the freons, the chlorofluorocarbons that were being used for solvent purposes.
Federal regulators and glue manufacturers promoted the chemical because it was safer for the ozone layer. It's known by two names, n-propyl bromide, or NPB, and 1-bromopropane, or 1BP. Soon after the introduction of these glues, concerns were raised about the chemical's toxicity. In 1999, OSHA's top health official, Adam Finkel, wrote a 12-page letter saying something needed to be done before, quote, the number of persons exposed grows from the hundreds to the tens of thousands or more.
That's not a very good trade-off if you help the ozone hole, but you injure the workers that are handling this material on a day-to-day basis.
One of the worst incidents happened at Royal Comfort Seating in 2005, about 5 years before Sherry Farley started having trouble walking.
It was a sad story from start to finish. The door opened, and these people came in. 3 had to be helped into the office. 1 could barely walk. The first thing you notice is the odor. You could smell that glue. It was in their clothes, it was on their breath. It took no great leap of genius to know what their problem was.
At least 7 workers had fallen ill after exposure to the glue, many of them undocumented immigrants who were less likely to complain to authorities.
I could not in all conscience go without reporting this. It was too bad a situation. One person would be too many. 7 was way too many.
They had only been exposed to this new glue with the 1BP in it for something like 2 to 4 weeks, depending on which worker you're talking about. So it was fairly short-term exposure, and yet that was enough to give them very marked neurologic and other abnormalities.
Time and again, Royal was warned. Between 1996 and 2011, OSHA visited their plants at least 15 times. Starting in 2002, OSHA warned Royal that its ventilation in the glue line was inadequate. They told the company to provide respirators. Instead, Royal handed out paper dust masks that didn't protect workers from the fumes. In 2005, the company that sold Royal its glue, Mid-South Adhesives, wrote a letter urging Royal to improve ventilation or to stop using their product. Royal responded, acknowledging that their workers' symptoms were associated with NPB exposure. They listed steps they had taken to comply with safety standards. They even asked for help in finding a substitute, but ultimately they did not switch glues. As recently as 2011, OSHA cited Royal again. By then, it had been sanctioned more than virtually any other company for exposing workers to dangerous levels of this chemical. This time, inspectors found toxin levels more than 3 times the allowable limit. Sherry Farley's exposure occurred around 2010. She's one of the more recent cases in a long line of workers affected by the glue.
I cannot stand for, sometimes it's not, 15 minutes, sometimes it's 10 minutes, but 20 minutes is pushing it. The pain's unbearable, I can't stand it. If it wasn't for Cassandra coming to me and telling me you're having the same symptoms as the other girls at Conover did in 2005, I would have never knew. If I'd have stayed in there much longer, it might have killed me, because it says right on the barrel, causes severe nerve damage and death. I want to stand up for all the people to get something done about it. Say what's happened if my daughter heaven forbid go in there and start gluing and me not around to say or do anything. If I say something now, it's going to take care of it.